In Japanese folklore, there are many supernatural beings who are honoured despite having questionable characteristics. But arguably, no supernatural being has more questionable characteristics than the Kappa, a mythical water-dwelling creature who, despite in recent history has been marketed as cute or kawaii, is actually one of the most twisted, perverted little fucks in all of folklore. The Kappa have featured in Japanese mythology ever since they were originally mentioned in an ancient Japanese text called the Nihon Shoki in 1720 AD. Their appearance and behaviour differs from region to region, but it's generally accepted that they're reptilian and they're green, and that their main function is to attack humans by pulling them into rivers and waterways. And yet if you visit Tono, a small town in Japan's northern Iwate prefecture, it's unlikely that Kappa will give you this impression. This region is said to have the highest concentration of Kappa anywhere in the country, and for the sake of tourism, Kappa are portrayed with love and affection and celebrated as a symbol of Tono's rich history of Japanese folklore. But dig a little deeper and you'll find a community living in fear. And of course, they're right to be frightened, because it turns out that the Kappa's ultimate goal is not simply to attack us, but to reach inside of us so that they can steal and eat our shirikodama. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the shirikodama is a magical ball that resides inside our anus, and holds such a mystical power that the Kappa will do literally anything to get at one. And although throughout history otherwise respectable men have attempted to use their shirikodama to lure the Kappa out of hiding, more often than not, these attempts have cost them their lives. Luckily at Tono's Kappabuchi or Kappa pool, a local eccentric has made it possible to catch a Kappa for yourself. Using a fishing rod, you can lure them out of the water using their favourite food, that most well-regarded piece of phallic produce, the cucumber, and apparently the one thing that Kappa desires even more than your magical ass ball. Let's try and catch a Kappa. Hopefully they're not going to steal my shirikodama. I didn't even get a single bite. I began to have doubts as to whether Kappa had ever even existed in the first place. I mean, come on. A green monster that lives in the water and wants to reach inside your anus to steal your magical ass ball? The whole thing was completely ludicrous. But when I got back to Australia, I took a look around me and it became obvious that yes, Kappa do in fact exist. Kappa are all around us. They're the friendly old men who smile at us every morning when we walk down the street. They're the people that we share our offices with and the ones selling us delicious food at the Sunday market. These are the real Kappa, the creatures that the Japanese are basing their legends on, and they can be found not only in Japan, but in every place in the world in which humans inhabit. And as much as we may hate to say it, without them our lives simply wouldn't be the same. I've been Pete Vondelpark and thanks for watching.